think?
Noticeable difference for sure. Yeah, it's nice.
So that's a 45. What do you think? It's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like a 9.
YouTube, what's going on? If you're new here, my name is Roger. I own a company called QVO Tactical where we make holsters and gear and also film content for this channel. In today's video, we are taking a look at a very special one-of-one type gun. I'm talking about the Emissary 1911 from Springfield Armory, but with some awesome modifications from our buddy Vinny over at Monsoon Tactical. Now you all probably remember our video from a couple months back on the new Emissary from Springfield Armory. After filming that review, I reached out to the awesome team over at Springfield and pitched the idea of porting and optic cutting the Emissary for another video. They liked the idea and agreed to provide us with an additional Emissary for comparison in this video. Thank you once again to the Springfield team, as they have been such a big support of our content on this channel. When I mentioned this idea to Vinny over at Monsoon Tactical, he immediately said yes, of course. He said, let's do it. Vinny and his crew have been working on their very own mounting plate for the 1911-2011 platform. They are calling it the Optic Solution Plate, or OSP for short. As of right now, these are not offered on their site, but we are hoping that manufacturing can get sorted out and these can become a thing for everyone. The plate allows for optics that share the RMR footprint to be mounted onto the 1911-2011 style firearms cut by Monsoon Tactical. I sent my Emissary out to Vinny and he cut my slide to accept their plate and then chunk ported the barrel, because on this channel we port all things. Once I got the gun back here in Vegas, I was ready to start filming. Prior to hitting the range, I saw the new ad from my buddy Jimmy over at Atibal Sights on their new CRD optic. CRD stands for Competition Red Dot. At first glance, this looked like a large field of view red dot, which is something that I definitely like and makes sense since it's for competition. I talked to Jimmy about the video we had going on, and he sent us one of their CRD optics for this video. I got the 3 MOA version and installed it with ease onto the OSP plate from Monsoon Tactical. A couple of things to note here about the Atibal CRD. It comes in either 3 MOA or a 6 MOA version. It utilizes the RMR footprint for mounting and has a battery life of 40,000 hours with a 4-hour auto shutoff. And lastly, it utilizes the 2032 battery, and again, it's designed for competition shooting. Okay, now for the range footage. For this range day, we brought out John and my girlfriend Jade. We like to get everybody's first rounds through the gun on camera, but this time I decided that since we had an original version of the Emissary and the chunk ported version, we should shoot both of them side by side and record those reactions. So here's that footage now.
Alright guys, I'm going to shoot 5 rounds through the standard Emissary before we move on to the chunk ported optic cut one. Just give me a better comparison side by side, one right after the other. Anyway, here we go. First 5 rounds, here we go. Still feels really good, but let's try the chunk ported one. Alright, now we have the chunk port from Monsoon Tactical along with their optic cut and the new Atibal CRD red dot. Some 230 grain 45. First rounds to this thing, let's see it. Oh yeah, definitely a noticeable difference. It's just easier to track the dot, or your sights, and it stays there. Alright, next up. Alright, John, now with the Emissary that has the Monsoon Tactical chunk port, their optic cut, and the Atibal CRD, give it a whirl. What do you think, man?
Feels really good. Comes back on target real nice.
Yeah, seeing it from the side, it is super flat.
Yeah, feels really flat. It's nice.
Alright, Jade's up now with the 45 Emissary. Go for it. What do you think?
I liked it. Its kick.
Not so so much.
speaking English right now. No, it feels good. I like it though, so.
All right, let's try it with the trunk port version.
All right, that makes a world of difference.
A lot flatter?
Yes, yeah, a lot flatter.
So as you can see, we all noticed the difference right away. It's not news to any of you that subscribe to our channel already that we love our ported and compensated guns. The same definitely holds true in regards to the Emissary 1911 chambered in 45. So for the rest of this range session, we ran some competition style drills. I of course had to run my favorite, the build drill.
.204, 6 shots, first shot 116, and we got all alphas clean. Dude, good job, Vinny. This thing is sweet.
Even though this was over 2 seconds, I'm pretty stoked on that grouping, especially with 45. The large field of view on the CRD coupled with the lowered recoil from the chunk port modification make it super easy to track this dot while the gun is cycling. I also brought out the targets we received from Dynamic Target Solutions so that we could add a little more of the competition element to our range day. If you're not familiar with these targets, let me explain. Dynamic Target Solutions has created a target system that lets you have targets that turn and fall. This adds another level of difficulty to your range day and definitely makes it more fun. We've been using these targets from Dynamic Target Solutions for the last month or so, and I have to say that I'm quite impressed. We will have a full dedicated video on just these targets. It'll be very soon here on the channel. Okay, so continuing on. The first range session, we ran about 200 rounds through the gun and we were having a great time. Then after one of John's runs, we noticed that the red dot wasn't present anymore. Then I noticed that the dot was there, however, it was just sitting really high. At a closer look, I saw that the adhesive used to hold the glass in place to the metal housing had come loose and that the glass was now canted at an angle. Definitely not good. However, ended up not being such a big deal. I reached out to the Atibal team and talked to Jimmy, the owner. I let him know what happened while we were out on the range and he was quick to address the issue. He advised me that this was the first they were hearing of this issue. He immediately sent me a replacement and in the 6 MOA version as I requested a larger dot for this setup since it has such a large field of view. With this particular optic, I found myself liking the larger 6 MOA dot, especially while shooting when it was really bright outside. For me, it was easier to pick up and track. Atibal is located in Arizona, so the new CRD showed up 2 days later, and I took it back out to the range for the following weekend. Before we get into that footage, I'm happy to report that we shot another 200 rounds of 45 ACP through the gun with the new CRD installed, and there were no issues to report whatsoever.
All right, guys, back here out on the range. Like I said, picked up a new CRD from Atibal, reached out to the guys, got the new other 6 MOA version. Gonna run it now on the range, finish up this review, and see how it goes. Let's just do some build drills for time. Stand by. Nice. Oh yeah. 338, shot it clean. You can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, third hole in there. 338 is the time. Definitely am able to pick up the 6 MOA dot here in the daytime easier. Their 1 MOA is super crisp and fine, but this I am liking better on here. It's just a crisp dot. Like you don't get like the starburst effect like others. When I turn it up super bright, like on my RMR, it'll starburst out, so I get like my SRO, I run on 1 MOA because I'll just turn it up brighter if I want like a 3 MOA, whereas this is really crisp. But let's put it through the paces, get a few 100 more rounds through it and see how it goes.
The dot and the gun performed well together and it was another fun range day. Big shout out to Jimmy and the Atibal team for providing excellent customer service. We appreciate it. Okay, so the second range day was actually after I had just finished teaching a class for Jade and my 2 buddies, James and Daniel. Jade is new to firearms and has been helping us on the range with filming. She has taken a liking to the 1911 platform, and I have to say she's doing pretty dang good, especially since she just started shooting with us a couple of months ago. During this range session, I had James and my buddy Daniel try out the Emissary in this configuration. Here's that footage now.
All right, James, stock Emissary, single stack, 45, go for it. All right, we're gonna switch you out to the chunk ported version. All right, now with the Atibal CRD optic and the Monsoon Tactical chunk port on the Emissary. Go for it, bud. What you think?
Noticeable difference for sure. Yeah, it's nice.
So that's a 45. What do you think? It's crazy.
Yeah, it feels like a 9. Yeah. I think it's great.
How's that dot?
I think it's cool. I was gonna ask you who made this. Yeah, I like it. I like the wider sight picture. Super nice.
Cool.
No, I actually do like the house oval. Yeah, that's fucking cool, man.
All right, Daniel. 1911 Emissary. Go for it, bud. All right, let's switch you out. All right, now with the chug port mod, give it a roll. Tell me what you think.
It's clean, dude. That's clean. Feels good. I can feel that power. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
As you just saw, it's definitely a fun gun to shoot. Nothing but smiles from everybody on the range. For the last portion of the range session, I wanted to just run a few drills with Jade. Her and I ran about another 200 rounds through the gun with no issues at all. Both the Atibal CRD 6 MOA and the Springfield Emissary ran great. I shot a couple of groups at 5 yards after our range sessions just to see how the dot was holding up. I'm good with that grouping, nothing crazy, just a group at 5 yards. I then ran Jade through some failure drills and she did really well.
Heyo. Pretty good. Those are good hits. Both those hits touching, and a good A zone headshot. Nice. So what you think of the Emissary chunk port?
I liked it originally. I like it better, and now that it has like a dot and everything, it's awesome.
She found it easy to track the dot, get good hits, all while being safe on the range. Definitely a good range day for sure. I finished up the day by running the Bear Solution Standards drill with this setup.
Bear Solution Standard, Springfield Emissary chunk port, Atibal CRD. Stand by. Total time is 8:76. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forgot I had one in the chamber from earlier. 8:28 total time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
Not my fastest run, but definitely happy with the shot placements. Okay, so now for my overall thoughts. You guys already know that I like the Emissary from my original video, so adding the Atibal CRD and the chunk port from Monsoon Tactical only made this thing even more enjoyable. I definitely recommend getting these mods done to your gun if you have any other 1911 with a bull barrel. As for mounting an optic, I know that Vinny is working on getting the OSP plate to market for the masses, but with all of the supply shortages and increased material costs at the time of this video, it's definitely going to be a little bit before we see these come to fruition. I want to thank Springfield, Monsoon Tactical, and Atibal again for teaming up with us to get this video completed. I definitely think it's something that any 1911 enthusiast will enjoy for sure. And like we always do on this channel, I definitely had to do some slow-mo showing the gun. This time though, I did shoot it in slow-mo for both the regular version of the Emissary and then the chunk ported, so here's that footage now. Okay, so before we end this video, guys, I always get questions about the holsters and the gear that we use in our videos. The holster that we use in this video is our secondary on the waistband holster. It does come with a paddle for regular belts. However, you can remove that paddle and attach your own Safariland QLS like we did. You can find them on our website, qvotactical.com. The ear pro that we use is the Axel GS Extremes. They're my preferred in-ear hearing protection, and with a link down below in the description, you can save 35% on a pair of your own, so please check that out and watch our review video on them as well. Well guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up down below. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel as we post new videos every week. If you want to support our channel, please check out that Patreon link down below. Our Patreon squad is a huge reason why we can keep making these videos for y'all to check out. We appreciate their support. Thank you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Wow.
Any 1911 enthusiast. I definitely think it's something that any 1911 enthusiast will